spent all her money. She had two children, which my grandchildren I had to take in because of her behavior, because the husband didn't want to know with them either. So I had to take the children in, and it's just been a constant roller coaster for us. It's the stress, because the stress I suffered with breast cancer, it's just ongoing. Now finally I've got my daughter back. It's been 4 years now. When she left the house, she's come back since April. She's come back now, so I'm finally getting her some help. And the doctors at one of the medical centre, they said that she's got ADHD, and as a child she had it. So I always knew me and my husband there was something wrong, but we kept approaching the doctors. They need to be careful. As she knows, 87 years old, she didn't recognise these problems, mental health problems, and now she is 37 years old. I'm not sure to her name. Children were taken in with me and my husband, and constantly roller coaster. So now, because it got really, really bad, I have to now go privately to go see a doctor. And finally, he also diagnosed her with ADHD, and he started on some kind of medication. And she is a different personality. She is absolutely, you think, my God, why don't anybody pick this up? She is different.
I wonder how her life and how your life would have been different if this had been picked up years ago.
Well, Eddie, you know, I really honestly believe the stress I had breast cancer. There's no cancer in my side of the family anywhere.
You think this caused the cancer?
Yeah, because my breast cancer came because the stress I had with her constantly, Eddie, I didn't sleep. All I was thinking was one day I'm going to get knocked on the door and say she's dead. She's dead. 4 years I lived like that, thinking I'm going to get that horrible knock on the door. I was knocking on every door, and please, everyone said, please lock her up. Please lock her up. But I didn't. Obviously, they couldn't do that. It's destroyed my family. My husband had a heart attack.
Don't be sorry. How are relations with your daughter now? How do you get on with her?
She is honestly an idiot. So now you would never think that she's actually an addict. She is completely supported it out privately, costing me a lot of money. But it's the best money I ever spent. I've cut back on everything trying to get her mental health, like even like food wise, you know. I said we can't have that. You can't tell the grandchildren you can't afford something. What? Because I'm only a nurse now, you get very taken up with a job. He lost his job, and I can't even tell you how difficult it is. I'm just thankful that he's back. He's back with us, but he has actually destroyed my family. Children, I mean, what they went through and what they saw me go through. I was so broke. So broken. I didn't think there was any help for me from nowhere. The doctors obviously understand they're busy, but I didn't get no help from no one saying, this is what we can do to help you. It's been a roller coaster, but finally we are getting there. Finally, but I'm just so scared. around. I go to work, I take her with me, and I make her sit there and just say, right. My work people are really nice. They say to me, you can bring her in while she sits there. Well, I can keep an eye on her because I'm so paranoid and so scared she's going to run away again.
Seema, would you do me a favour? I'm so sorry for everything you've been through. I can't thank you enough for being brave enough to talk about this. And I'm so sorry for everything you've gone through. But the charity I mentioned earlier, I hate to point you towards a website because that's not going to cure any of your problems. But I get such a strong sense of your isolation and the horrible stress and loneliness of dealing with this. The thing about the charity is they can at least help you get help. And that maybe, if some use, maybe help with the isolation. You're busy dealing with everything else, but you're not on your own with this. And even if it feels that way, please look for ADFAM, ADFAM, adfam.org. Have a look at that when you get a minute. I'm sure you never get a minute. But please have a look and do it on your own. Sorry, go on.
Because I come from an Asian background and it's not talked enough about it. People think it doesn't happen. It does happen. It doesn't always fall. It's not the sound. It does happen in Indian families as well. More people think it does, but it does. It really does.
We've already got people are texting in about you. Aniela says, my heart goes out to this lady. She's been so strong and brave through all of this, and to be able to share it in front of so many people. And Chloe says, and I think Chloe's right, what an amazing mum.
Everybody kept saying to me, let her go, but even my husband used to say, let her go. Everybody used to say to me, you need to let her go, but I just couldn't. I nearly broke my marriage. My husband nearly walked out on me. My other children didn't want to know with me. It affects not just the person who's doing the drugs, it affects the family so much.
That's why I want to talk about this, Seema, and you've done more to convey that than anyone. I'm so sorry for what you've gone through, but my God, it's so good you've been able to say it.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Yeah.
Anytime. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
That's Seema. 0345 6060973. Other texts and tweets here. What an amazing woman. Sending love and support to Seema. Matt on Twitter. 34-year-old male, crying my eyes out at this story. Hope her luck changes. Kat, hard to hear Seema's story. Please let her know there's a lot of love for her. I hope she finds help. Well, the question of help and people suggesting talk to mental health charities, of course, that's what I want to. I point out towards AdFam because that's a decent starting point. AdFam.org. We'll carry on talking about this between now and 7 o'clock. Kate will be next on the programme. We'll go to the news now, though, at 6:28. Here's Thomas Watts.
The Foreign Secretary has promised a support package for Lebanon following yesterday's explosion in Beirut. 135 people are now known to have died, with at least 5,000 injured. Pubs, cafes and restaurants in Aberdeen have been ordered to close after the reintroduction of lockdown rules. A 5-mile travel limit is in place, and people are being told not to go into each other's homes. WH Smith is considering cutting a tenth of its workforce because of the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. The company is among the British employers to have announced more than 6,000 possible redundancies this week. And the weather, any rain will gradually fade to leave a rather cloudy night for many, feeling humid in southern England, a low of 17 Celsius.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast with Tom Swarbrick, LBC. Nick Gibb, Schools Minister, Conservative MP, what is currently in place to make sure that pupils, that teachers can get tested if they need to?
Anybody in school who shows symptoms will be able to be tested. Our school systems are designed to ensure we minimise the risk of any infection
But
spreading.
you're teaching in a small ensure social distancing. Mick Ferrari at breakfast with Tom Swarbrick. Weekday mornings from 7 LBC.
Let's get back to the way we were, to fun, to the cinema, to gigs and galleries, the gym, the thrill of a stadium, to being with each other, to the things we love.
Testing is free, quick and vital to stop the spread of coronavirus. So let's get tested and get back to the things we love. If you're feeling unwell, get a free test now. Call 119 or go to nhs.uk.
Welcome to training. Simon, where do we work? Skoda. Not Skoda, it's pronounced Skoda.
So we've been saying it wrong all this time?
Yes, we have, Stephanie.
However you say it, Skoda stands for Splendid Cars at Splendid Prices. And now when you finance a stock vehicle from our award-winning range, have the first 3 months on us. We'll pay your first 3 finance payments, plus we'll pay your deposit between £2,250 and £4,250. 4.4% APR represents Splendid. With Solutions Personal Contract Plan excludes SE Technology range. T's and C's apply. Ends 1st of October. Minimum 46-month agreements only. Indemnities may be required. Skoda Finance. Visit skoda.co.uk.
Paul here's preparing a kale and cardamom pod smoothie with 3 whole eggs. That's one way to be healthy, Paul. But take out Vitality Health or Life Insurance and you get discounts on trainers and up to 2 months cash back on your premiums when you're active.
We like to share the benefits of healthy living with things like up to 2 months cashback on your premiums. We call it shared value insurance. Just search Vitality. Offer until 30th September 2020 on certain plans. Cashback based on activity, conditions and minimum premiums apply.
Lockdown has taught us the days of needing employees to always work from the office are over. But can they seamlessly communicate and collaborate no matter where they're located? Discover the power of cloud communications at Smarter Working Now, a free-to-attend virtual expo taking place online this September. Register now for your chance to win an HP ZBook, then join us remotely on the day. Go to smarterworking.uk. Smarterworking.uk. How do we control coronavirus now? Listen to Steph. She's a bus driver.
Now that people are using public transport again, we really need to make sure that we keep each other safe. Passengers need to stay 2 metres apart. If that's not possible, make it at least 1 metre. I want to see everyone wearing face coverings over their mouth and nose unless you've got a good reason not to. And when you get to where you're going, you need to wash your hands. We've still got to play our part.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
This is LBC with Eddie Mayer. Call 0345 6060 973.
We're talking this hour, as we did last night at this time, about what it's like to have someone in your life who is struggling with an addiction, some kind of substance issue. We heard from Seema a moment or two ago, and they're in a call, so many reasons for having these conversations, because I don't think it's widely understood the sort of effects that people in those circumstances, the sort of effect that abuse can have on family members. Seema, well, you heard it for yourself, even talking about the physical effects, on our physical health, never mind the mental strain, and the family, all of that, which is not to make people who with addiction problems feel even worse. I mean, they often, of course, feel just terrible about the effects on the people they care about. But it's just worth having a conversation about the effects and what's out there to help people. Sometimes not very much, and that's something to think about too. Here's a text which says, I don't want to call in, but my husband has struggled for several years with on-off drug addiction. Recently it's been cocaine. It ruins your whole life. You become isolated, embarrassed, anxious and stressed, and constantly worrying about him, where he is and who he's with. It leaves you struggling to sleep and always tense. No one realises the strain it puts on your relationship and how alone it makes you feel. I wanted to walk away so many times, but I can't, simply as I love him so much. Kate, thank you for your patience. Can you talk a bit more about that? Because that's so interesting, and it's also one of the hardest things I think for other people to understand, that your ability to trust other people is undermined by what happened with your mum.
Oh, completely. You live in a world where you end up covering the secrets because you don't want your mum to be found out that she's alcoholic, so you cover it up. So your entire existence gets covered up by secrets and lies and making excuses why you can't go places or do anything or whatever, because it's just not possible. Where I live is quite a rural area, so the reason why you can't go out with your friends in the evening is because your mum can't drive, so you just come up with excuses why you can't go. So you just basically isolate yourself, and then when someone like my mum was drinking, and she always, if we did go out somewhere, she would drink before she went out, and then drink loads when she was there. Oh no, she's on medication, that's why she's so drunk. So you were just always covering it up. When I got older, I tried stupid things like trying to tip away alcohol, which she'd always have more hidden. And everything like that, so it's always constantly trying to cover up from being alcoholic. Luckily now I'm in a very stable relationship, but even then I find it hard to communicate because it's still, I mean, I trust him and I love him completely, but I can't process my feelings because I spent all of my teenage years covering up my feelings because you can't have them, you can't let them out because you just can't.
I wonder what would happen, Kate, if in society, because so many people have talked about the shame and the secrecy and the isolation. I wonder what would happen if people in your position growing up, your mother's alcohol problems could be talked about in the way people say, oh, well, she's got cancer, or oh, she's got a gammy leg. I mean, I wonder what difference that would make to you.
Oh, it would make a huge difference if it was like, I mean, I'm very lucky I found support at work that you could open up and the place saved my absolute life. If you want, I can tell you where people can get help.
Yes, that would be useful, yeah.
It's a group called Alamo. They work, it's a fellowship that works alongside AA. And it's just wonderful. It's a place where you can talk completely openly and I've said multiple times that if I hadn't found them, then I wouldn't be in the place I am now. And you can, when you walk in, people there know exactly what you're going through. You said people they're smiling, and I thought people were actually off their head because they can help you smile when you've got an alcoholic in your life. It's because they are going through the same things that you are. And people don't understand the differences there are when you've got an alcoholic in your life. It's horrendous when you've just got to cover up and lie, and the things you do and you don't realise what you're doing when you've got to start hiding car keys and everything like that, just so people can't go out and get more alcohol at 10 o'clock at night and stuff like that. It's really hard to bring up when you're going through that kind of situation.
Kate, I'm so glad you've pulled through. So far, it doesn't stop, as you indicate. And thank you for highlighting Al-Anon. I have a friend who uses them, and it's made a big difference to his life too. Thank you, Kate. I've got the number, in fact, for Al-Anon, which might be useful. I'll give it now. I'll give it again later. It's 0800 0086 811. They also have a website, al-anonuk.org.uk. That's a lot of information to take in all at once. If you want to grab something to write with, I will pass that on again in a moment. Let's hear from Kathy now. Hi, Kathy, how are you?
Hello, Eddie. Yes, hello. Yes, my daughter has been a drug addict on heroin, crack, methadone, illicit methadone for 15 years. And I'm giving her a last chance to try and get clean, even though she stole from me 2 days ago actually. She sort of cloned my credit card and took money and lied. I think the worst thing about the drug addicts is the fact that they tell lies and you cannot believe a word they say. And you get the anger 1 minute and then the next minute, oh, I love you, I'm so sorry. And it's that sort of flip-flop. Oh, it's incredible, and it's very damaging to me because I feel a sense of duty because I'm a single parent. Now, I moved 300 miles to get away from her, but it wasn't far enough. Anyway, this is the last chance, her last chance.
Have you given her last chances before?
Well, last chances in as much as that I said she could stay here with me.